Hey, it looked to me like the best college team in the country playing the guys in 8th graders. That's just what I mean, that was ridiculous.
Originally, you weren't going to be here, right?
77.
We got everyone here. It's like I said, you know.
The Warriors are clearly.
They really are.
They really are.
Yeah.
It's just
Top to bottom, they're
Yeah.
very deep.
bench.
Okay,
Bench
5:30,
player.
we'll start streets and drainage. Bob, you wanna get us going here?
First thing on agenda, we're in the process of doing catch basin repairs. I did put a little bit more money in my budget this year to do that. We have Lynn's General Services come around with some of the catch basins that we're not able to fix ourselves. A total of $37,370. We're going to be able to cover a lot of that within my budget, and then we'll see how it goes after that. I was telling Merrick today about catch basins. You know, we're kind of planning on paving the first phase of River Oaks next year, and we went through there, and almost every catch basin needs some kind of repair in there. Of course, it's been 20 years. We can go in there and fix the bricks and do certain things, but some of them need more work, so that'll be part of the paving project, trying to fix these catch basins, and also some of the curbs that lead up to the catch basins have broke. So we're gonna have to look at that and just try to keep up with that stuff as we pave, so we don't have to do that, or just have it build up like it has now.
I'd like to get with Chris. I guess how do catch basins break? You know, I mean, I don't know. What is it about catch basins that need repaired? I have no idea how that works.
I think it's a combination of freezing and thawing around them.
Yeah.
The bricks that are in there only last for so long, and they can get moved and they start to fall down into the catch basin. So you have to go in there and take everything off and get it down in there, put it back in there, and you kind of parge it back in. Some of the ones that are bad, we're taking the bricks out and they're doing this cast thing in the catch basin. That's what this Lynn's has done for us on a lot of them.
What do they do?
They take out the brick and they just put a single piece down in there instead of having the brick.
So
Okay.
a preform.
Yeah,
I see.
preform thing, so.
Okay.
We've been doing that a lot. There's a big one on Custer that goes underneath the road. They were even confused why they did it that way, but that's probably back when Southgate was built, 65 or 66, whenever that was built.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get ahead of that a little bit, but there's so much that, you know, that we have to do. But Chris has tackled a lot of them, and then we're doing more subdivisions now, trying to keep up with that. But like I said, we went River Oaks, and almost all of those need to be repaired or replaced in some way. Even the metal grates, or some of them are breaking. So that subdivision is probably 20. I don't know, the first phase was built at least 20, maybe longer, 21, 22 years ago. So
It hadn't been paid since.
that hadn't been paid in a long time. The problem there is all the water lines that went across the roads. You know, boom, boom, every water line up. We get a little bit higher. That road is just almost falling apart up there. I don't know how it was in your cul-de-sac. We always had a problem in that first cul-de-sac where water sat in there and kind of broke up the pavement, so we're gonna look at that when we do this next time. But we're trying to fix all these little water problems that cause us for the asphalt to go bad, you know, within 3 or 4 years, and we're trying to fix them as we go, so. But we could always use more money for all this stuff.
First phase was 94 here. So they
What's
were,
that?
They were paving in 94.
In 94?
So we're 21, 22 years.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the useful life of
Yes.
most of that infrastructure is
Yeah.
We're getting.
long since passed. We're getting bonus years
Yeah,
out of this stuff.
I mean, now we're almost getting 7 to 10 years out of stuff. Yeah, you know, Cynthia Street was 7 or 8 years ago, and it's so bad already.
They put ours in over here at about 73. They come over, you guys come over and fix one, but there's 2 more about ready. to
Yeah,
fall.
we have, there's one on here for Whispering Pines that's on this list.
You know that up front of that guy's house
Yeah,
on the curb.
where the mayor and I went.
Yeah, last week, there was a pond up there, I just put up there and took my broom, big old broom, and swept it, and you know, I must have cleaned out the holes that you guys drilled.
Well, we
Didn't
did
have
that
no
too.
water in since. I must have swept 150.
I hope it's not
200
anybody's
gallons.
basement.
Well, how come, when the developer puts these in, they don't put the precast ones in? Is it just cost thing? Is it cheaper to put the brick than the precast?
I don't know, I mean, most of them have been brick that I have ever
What,
seen.
Great.
I mean, it's
It'd be more expensive, but if you're doing a subdivision, somebody building a subdivision, don't want to spend.
Right.
Most
But
of
is
them are
that-
precast now.
Is that something that they do that future developers that we would require in future developers?
I don't know if it's in our subdivision regulation or not, I'd have to look.
It'd be beneficial to you if we changed it, wouldn't it? Something we ought
That's
to do.
something we need to look at.
Why don't you just change it?
Yeah.
Some
Okay,
planning
Bob.
commission
And
maybe.
you'll be retired and laying on the beach by the time the development goes into it.
Well, yeah, I want the next guy to.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Take care of him.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay.
Are we talking general streets and paving at this point, or just? Clarence Drive,
Uh-huh.
the condition of that road, other than milling down those little humps, the concrete cracks, rather than resurfacing and going and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on that street, at least temporarily, does it make sense to just mill down those little speed bumps?
Yeah, well, maybe we should keep the speed bumps, especially if I go down that road. I won't say anything. Well, the
Maybe
problem.
we should install some more speed bumps around town for your benefit.
Put in some more.
I mean, that is an idea, but, you know, the problem on Clarence Drive is that, you know, the curbs are such horrible shape too.
Yeah.
Just horrible shape.
Yeah.
I mean, you brought up that street a few times, and it's like, we gotta do a major thing, but we don't have major dollars, and
Right.
the thing that.
We could go back, I mean, I could have someone look at it and go back and
The
see if we
condition
can
of
mill those bumps
Yeah,
out.
The condition of the pavement itself, I drive up and down,
Right.
going to my mom's house enough
Right.
that I see, it's not in bad shape, other than,
Right.
you know, the classic, those old concrete separated
Right.
joints from 50 years ago when they built that street.
And it hasn't happened in Wedgewood, you know, Wedgewood was the same thing, it hasn't happened there. But we could. Oh, I'm sorry.
But just mill them down, you know,
Yeah.
for pennies on the dollar, it would probably make that a much
You know-
smoother street, and you could go your typical 55 down it, so.
It all comes down to the basics that if we wanna do some of the things that need to be done, we're gonna have to look over.
We need new money.
We need some financing.
Right.
Yeah, we need new
Some
money.
money.
But until
That's
that
all there
happens-
is to
But
it.
until that happens,
If-
I'm just looking at options. And
But the thing of it is,
So are those bumps created by raises or dips?
No, the raise.
they're raised.
I mean,
So
when
Are
we did
yours,
that.
the
when
ones
we
you're
did-
talking about on River Oaks, are they dips?
They're dips.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the
Let's
water.
take the dip
water
from there
sits
and the
in
things from there and put it.
There you go.
Mill those
Yeah, we'll
out,
build that
put
off
those on
and do
top.
a river.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you
Tamp
go.
it down really good, pour some water on it, it ought to be all good then, right?
Well, just to go back to Clarence Drive, you know, the Jeff Penrose and everybody before him was scared to do anything there. And we just decided that one year, let's just go ahead and do it. And the code saying, and there was a guy I was talking to in there, and so we'll put this Sammy down and we'll mill some stuff down and we'll get it as good as we can and hopefully that'll stay. Well, this stayed maybe, what, 5
5, 6,
maybe.
7 years at the most.
And then it'll been like, what, 2, 3 winters ago, after the winter, the bumps started coming.
But given we're trying to stretch our dollars, I mean,
Yeah.
the condition of the pavement, other than the bumps, is good.
Well, I'll look
It's
at that.
holding up
okay?
good, just
Well,
take a
okay.
minute and.
We got 8 or 9 years out of it then.
I can't remember, it was about when I took her for the street
It
job.
was
about
right
the
after
first
I
year.
came on council.
Yeah, that we did that. But those curbs are bad, I mean, we go in there and patch the curbs with asphalt, it doesn't look the best,
Yeah.
but.
Well, that's the new money
Right.
venture there, I'm just talking about
Right.
a Band-Aid approach until we get new revenue into the city.
Yeah, we don't have anything to mill it with, so we have to,
Have somebody do it.
have someone do it. But I got someone I can call on that, so I'll ask them, see what the price is.
Is there a milling machine anywhere?
They have a milling machine at Newark, I think, but we don't.
You wouldn't wanna use it for that.
Yeah, how
You gotta-
wide, it's
Too
too
big?
wide.
No, it's more of a rough kind of
Oh,
mill.
okay.
Yeah.
It's nothing-
It's for taking stuff out, to really chew
Right.
stuff out.
Or at least the grooves in the asphalt.
Yeah.
I think, who I'm thinking of is Extreme Paving. I think they can do some small jobs, and they might be able to mill those bunts out and do something with them. I can check with
Just
them.
an idea, because the condition of the street other than that is good.
Yeah.
If they had, probably if they had it going somewhere else and they could just come in, you know.
Right.
Cause it wouldn't take but an hour to go down there and hit it.
But with that, and we're always talking about new money, it is where there's a lot of more things we could do, paving roads and curbs. Southgate, there's a lot of problems there. Greenbrier, there's a lot of problems there. and
There's more than a lot.
It's just on and on
And
and on.
there's so much that needs to be replaced in Greenbrier.
But I'm saying even the new money, if we categorize them all these new subdivisions like River Oaks, they've never been touched. They've never been on
Oh,
the radar
yeah,
screen
I
ever
agree.
for
But it just-
repaving.
You know,
We
we've gotta
finally
come up
got-
with some new money, that's all there is to it. Or the peak.
We can't
We're gonna-
repair anything, and we can't buy any, we have struggled just buying new trucks.
Yeah.
We, again, if we do River Oaks next year, because we have to save 2 years to do any paving. And the paving we'll do this year will be up at Green Valley Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's with the
money that
C,
we.
yeah, that's with
That's
the grant
with
money and all that
CDBG
we
money.
got.
Yeah.
And then we'll be doing, I don't know the dates, you probably know better than I would, Hopewell, that in 79.
uh,
Coming down this way, yeah.
Coming down this way, so those are some things we can do without us having to
Is
spend.
Hopewell in 13, is that 2017 or 2018?
I don't know the years, they keep changing.
It's
on me.
2018 is what I heard.
I don't think it's 17.
I think it's 18,
18 and 19.
18, 19, yeah.
And you're right, Bob, they do keep shifting the dates.
Yeah.
And what also makes it hard is that ODOT works on a different calendar.
Yeah.
When they say 18, they're not talking calendar year 18, they're talking.
But fiscal.
They're talking their
Yeah.
Fiscal,
calendar.
yeah.
Right.
Which is
middle of 17,
first
October.
week.
October 1?
Is
or when
that what it
is?
I
is?
think that's
June
what.
goes to May the 30, May the 30.
June 1? Is that
31.
fiscal year?
A lot of times they work off and start in October. I know we did it to government, that was starting a new fiscal year.
Okay, Bob.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
what I'd say is, I mean, if we wanna talk any more in regards to the need for new revenue, and I'm all up for that discussion, maybe we ought to hold that for finance a little bit here. Go ahead, move on.
Okay, number 2, as every year we're spraying, I told Chris the other day, and I'm gonna get on a soapbox in here just a little bit, but we are spraying along our medians, and, I think it's just tacky to see weeds growing in them, so we're trying to get those sprayed all the time. The thing that, in our guardrails, we're trying to get things a little bit better, just so our city looks a little bit better. The thing that distresses me some, that right now we probably have no control over, are some of our businesses in town that won't take care of their own properties. There are some businesses in our town that do an excellent job, Bob Evans and Englefield, the Duke Station, and on, there's a lot of them that do a really good job.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't wanna name the ones, but all you have to do is go down 79
Yeah.
and see the grass growing in their parking lots, or just they do nothing, they do zero, and it just brings down everyone else, where everybody else is doing. I mean, I don't know if we ever wanna get into property maintenance issues, but it would be nice, I mean, I don't know if there's a letter we could send and go, we were just asking if you would do something, I don't know.
We have a high grass ordinance now.
Yeah.
Right? If you're talking
Yeah,
about
but that's
paving
not what he's
stuff.
talking about. He's talking about more of like, just
Mulching and making.
bushes that you just tell are
Groom
not
your-
kept up,
Right.
and
Or you
areas
just
that
go
aren't.
to the corner of,
Well, come out, you know what to do.
Clark or
Just
James,
Don't
whatever.
be bashful.
Well, whatever that road, what is it, where the car dealership is that Clark or James that comes out there? It's horrible, it's horrible. I mean, you wouldn't even know a business is there. You have Clark's, who closed, but then they have this planter that the weeds are up
Yeah.
3 foot high, you know.
Oh, the old Clark Motor Company you're talking
Yeah.
about.
That I'm talking, but then there's a current one that has cars there, and it's on the corner of 79 and Clark, and, is it James or Clark?
Clark.
We're talking about
Clark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, not.
Yeah,
Just
Clark
look at
Avenue?
that place when you go by.
Clark Avenue, not Clark Motor Company.
Clark Avenue.
Okay.
Clark,
Glenn Green.
Oh, my Clark.
I was confused.
Yeah, they did it on
He's
both
car.
sides of Bushman
You know what I'm
Pike, they
talking
mow
about.
along,
It's the car, it's the.
urban repair.
Yeah.
And they mow it every time they mow there.
this is nice.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
It was where Mike Fulton had his car left forever.
Yeah, it used to be Bolton Motors.
Fulton
Thing of
Motors
it
for
is,
many, many
you
Right
years.
know,
before
maybe we
Subway
need to
had
get
this,
Eddie out there.
under that little corner.
Clark James
Hey,
Bar, right?
that's
Because
just
Clark
like that
James
one
Bar.
that's over there.
Correct, yep,
That
exactly.
car
Big Clark.
dealership that's abandoned, that you go back in
James
towards
and
Walmart,
James
it's on the right hand side.
extends the bar to
Our court, yep.
No, there's weeds in there that's 6
Well,
feet
The
high.
mayor's tried to do things on that too, so I don't know what you do with abandoned buildings.
The place where there used to be a car lot, there,
I don't think we can-
Oh,
car
we thought
dealership
it
there.
was
Covered, then we can
motorsports.
take
Yeah.
care of ourselves, put
And,
that-
and they, that's,
Well, we
that's
have
a
people come in
shame.
and mow yards.
It looks so terrible.
Yeah.
In other words, if it's for sale, shouldn't we be contacting the
They
realtor who's got
do,
it
but
listed?
it's not, it's the banks that own it, it ends up being the banks, just like there's a
Right.
house abandoned on Claren Drive. And it's awful. And I know Eddie has had, I think Showcase came in and put it
Yep.
once, but, I mean, I go by there every day, it's horrible, it's absolutely horrible.
In the back.
But I don't know what you can do about stuff like that, you know? I just, you know, the banks have it, and they do nothing with it.
Well, unless we have an ordinance that specifies certain things that we
Well, in the
can't
case
do,
of
we
that,
can't enforce it.
in the case of that house on Claren, if I remember correctly, it's
Yeah,
not
that
even
one.
necessarily a bank that owns it.
Yeah, that house is
Some-
paid off, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
They
it's
just
some,
left it somehow.
it's some group that got it out from underneath the tax liens that were due on it, and I mean, it's not even a bank.
And they walked away from it then.
Well, yeah, they don't do anything.
Just
They
what
just
a
sit
way-
there and they wait for either the property to sell as it is, or the house to
listed for
crumble,
sale?
and then they've got a lot that they can sell. I mean, they don't do anything.
They
Just
really
reverse
originally started
mortgage
as a reverse
loans.
mortgage.
What's that?
That was a reverse mortgage.
Oh, is that right?
Wow.
Well, anyway, just maybe you go down 79 and just take a look. Some places they look wonderful. They really do. In some places they could care less, and I just think it makes our city look cheaper. And it'd be nice if we could get everybody on the same page a little bit, especially when the city is trying to do their, you know, what we're trying to do to keep things as nice as we can for what we have.
Hey, Bob, let me
Yeah.
ask you a question, in regards to guardrails. The guardrail that is right there on 13 beside the dog pound, how much does it cost to fix or replace or whatever a strip like that that's been hit?
I mean, it's pretty expensive, but I can't tell you off the top of my head. I had figures of all that at one time, but Chris could tell us.
Okay, all right.
It's
Does that
pretty
need
cheap.
repair? Well, Irving Wick, I mean, we've replaced a lot at times, but
Yeah.
it gets expensive.
Well, that guardrail that you're going up, 13, right there by the dog. where-
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's terrible, but that's been like that for, I don't know how long now.
Year or so.
Has it been on just that? I thought it was longer than that.
And then a lot of these times where people.
Although I
hit
don't
stuff.
know that we had any kind of an accident report or anything that we
No.
could have then said, oh, okay, well then this person's
Yeah.
insurance is gonna help to pay. That may have been a hit skip.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff that's destroyed, we never know. And then we have to do it, and it takes time, but we can look at all of our guardrails everywhere. And, I can probably bring you back a pretty picture of what those things would cost.
Guardrails are real expensive, because one of the guys in the county told me that they're out of money already in the county fixing guardrails.
Number 3, Dick had said that the flowers are in on the medians, and like I said, we changed things a little bit from the last couple of years. We did begonias this year. I think it looks okay, so we'll see how that looks this year. And then
something,
We can do something different.
something different than the
Something
past couple of
different,
years
yeah.
or so.
But, they do a good job of keeping that up, Showcase does, and I think it's, well, if we wanna go into a sum, you know, we did sell banners along there that we raised, $12,000.
When did those come in?
Well, they were, that's a sidebar to the story I'm gonna tell.
Oh, okay. All right.
The RN, to answer your question quickly, the RN, Signs Now was responsible for putting them up. They said, we'll put them up. Fine, that's awesome. So we met them there this morning, because they had their own bucket truck, I guess. And their bucket truck broke down before they got their first banner up.
Okay.
And then, of course, Jan calls me and wants to know if we can get our bucket truck out there. And I said, well, you know, we're already started our day. I'm not pulling guys off the job for something they're supposed to be doing.
That's right, they're
And
responsible for
She was
doing it.
concerned that the banner's supposed to be up today. That concerned her. So we are, gonna have our bucket truck out there tomorrow morning.
Hours.
Hours.
Okay.
Because they didn't think they could get their repaired. You'd think they would have, you know, checked it out first.
Whose
but they
bucket
didn't.
truck broke down?
Signs
Theirs.
Now. Signs Now.
Vendor.
Yeah. Vendor.
So they are, so anyway, the money we raised from these banners will more than pay for the flowers that we put in. And all that goes to the general fund. We had budgeted money to buy the flowers already, so that money will just stay in the general fund. But we raised, $12,000 towards that. And part of that money pays for the banners and the other goes towards, the flowers.
How's the condition of our bucket truck?
Well, that's number 4.
That's number 4.
Be patient now.
Okay, if you wanna go on to number 4.
What about the other item?
Just waiting.
It's not in the greatest shape, but you know, the guys complain to me about it every time. We do get it inspected, but, they're getting a little worried even about going up in it anymore. They're concerned about it. I know we've had talks looking for a used one. I think a new one could cost $150,000. We do use it quite a bit for a lot of different things. So that is something that we're going to look into and just want to warn you for next year's capital improvements. Either if we can find something that's awesome, that's used, that's better than ours, maybe that's the route we go, or we'll have to we'll have to look at what a new one costs.
An option that I also want us to explore, I know the school has something. And now, of course, if it's a situation where we're borrowing it from them or whatever, then we don't have control over it. We can't get it out in 15 minutes notice if that's what we want to do.
Or a weekend, probably.
But, yeah.
Could we get called out? I mean, it's.
Yeah, it has disadvantages.
Right.
But when you don't have $150,000 around to buy a new truck, you gotta weigh, do you live with the disadvantages or not? So that's an option that I wanna have considered in the mix for that as well.
So that's something we are looking at, but we've got dump trucks we need to replace. I mean, there's just a lot of things. I mean, I guess if you had all the money in the world, you can do whatever you want. If you don't, but I think we're gonna have to make a decision. Do we wanna continue as it is, or do we wanna try to raise the revenue? And I think that is a discussion that we need to have pretty quick. So, and I would like to pave more streets and try to keep up them. And if these streets are only gonna last 7 to 10 years, then that even doubles what we need.
We have got to pave more streets.
That's all
We're
there
gonna
is
end
to
up
it. You're gonna
like
end up
other neighboring
municipalities.
communities. I mean, it ain't gonna take us long.
And that's a shame.
And it looks like we're bringing about 175 a year from our
Yeah.
license plate tax. So, like I said, I say for 2 years, I can have $300,000.
Now, let me mention this. A week or two ago, we found out that perhaps, right now we have what, $15 per plate?
10 and 5.
10
10
and
and
5,
five, yeah.
that's right. We found out, Jay, what, a week or two ago, that we could potentially be getting $20 a plate?
But we haven't, we can't, I'm still struggling to get it confirmed. That's what we heard,
Uh-huh.
but I haven't seen it,
In writing, yeah.
yes. I'm not saying it's not,
Yeah.
but I can't find where it is, and I haven't been told directly.
You mean 20 on each?
Yeah, right now we
Instead
get
of getting
$15
for a
a
total of
plate.
40.
Could collect 20.
No, no,
Oh,
no,
for
no.
a total.
Right now,
Right.
we get
I like
$15
where
a
you're
plate.
at. Okay.
What I'm saying is we're trying to confirm it, but potentially,
Okay, okay.
we could be getting $20 a plate.
Permissive tax of $20.
Yes.
You mean we would be raising the cost of plates to the individuals?
$5 per plate.
We're still getting a lot, not near what, I mean, in Tennessee, we pay, when I come up here in the 60, we pay more then than we're paying in Ohio for lots of places. In Tennessee. They're poor down there. But,
You're still driving on dirt roads down there, aren't you? Steve?
Huh?
You're still driving on dirt roads down there, aren't you?
yeah, they
Of
got,
course, buggy like it that
they
way.
got snowplows on the bicycle.
Yeah, snowplows
Snow
on
bicycles.
Jay's working on trying to get this
Confirmed.
nailed down, whether or not we actually could or could not.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know. We'll go from there.
What does that represent in dollars, total dollars?
Well, if we're getting
Well,
175 now out of
175 with
15,
now.
add another,
50 grand,
50,
yeah.
more or less.
probably another 50, so that'd be,
Pay one more
that'd be
street.
450,000.
Yeah, pave
That's
two
it.
more streets, you know, but
There's gotta be, now, we'll save it. We'll save it for information. Just needs to be talked about.
Then the last thing, just under other items, the resolution that you passed on our rock salt, I did get confirmation that they got that. We sent it in as is, we didn't sign the front of it. We had 2 pages with our signatures on it, but when Chris went to send it, they only allowed him to send 1 page, and so we couldn't send their signatures, so they denied that, so we had to sign that front page with the mayor. We all signed it.
That's on the rock salt.
yeah, Tim
Yeah,
did.
so they accepted
David
it, so we
Morrison.
are in the bidding process, and we're, okay. So that's what we're looking at.
Okay.
So
Have
we
you
can't
heard
get
of
some-
any communities that missed the boat on that?
No, but I just think it'd be ridiculous if they didn't let someone get in on it, you know? But I think they're just mad because these communities haven't lived up to what they asked for. And when they don't use all that, they don't wanna buy it. So, you know, and that's what
Not all
this contract
communities have
is
street
based-
that's-
department directors on
puts us
top of
into
it
the-
as you
that
are,
puts us
Bob.
into
so-
the bid- Bob, that puts us into the bidding process, right?
Oh,
That-
Puts us
yeah.
into the bidding process for it?
Yeah.
All right.
Getting deep over here.
Trying to make you feel good.
Trying to save his arm.
There you go.
Excuse me.
I didn't say that. That's all I have. Let's see if something else. The synchronizing of the lights, I'm not quite sure yet when that's happening. I did say something to Jim Roberts, he didn't know at the time, but I think it is getting closer, 7/9, so.
Well, if nothing else to report, we'll adjourn at 5:58.
All right, I guess we'll go ahead and call Parks Rec and Davis Shai to order at 5:58.
Do you have something you want to say
I'm
first,
just-
under the
I'm-
parks, or?
Waiting on Parks.
Do you want
We're
to
in
go
the
ahead?
parks right now.
Yeah, do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm Shelley, which I think know most of you, and I had at the 11th hour figured out, oh my gosh, you've got parks tonight. So anyway, it's June, and following up.
Dog paddle.
Dog paddle, yeah. Where has time gone?
I know.
Seriously. Anyway, so last time when I was here, we had some conversations about whether it was the hours of, the 2 issues were the hours and also potential related expense fees. Of course, I just want to leave after I'm hearing everything. I feel like I need to go home and put a can out to pave my street.
That would help.
Anyway, it certainly is, has been a wonderful community event. And I know a number of people look forward to it. I think if you look at the hours, you know, we changed, first of all, talking about the hours, 4 to 7. If that was to change.
4 to 7 is what it has been,
Yes,
right?
that's what it,
Okay.
well, we even had it 4 to 8 the first year or two,
Yeah.
first 2 years, 4 to 8.
Okay.
We backed up 4 to 7 because that was really appropriate.
Okay.
I really think we would lose a part of our participants if we were to delay it later, because you do have school the next day, you get into the dinner hour, and just with things that families have going on, I do think that would work to our disadvantage for the event. When you look at the time and when people come, I mean, people are lined up starting at, you know,
3:30.
3:30,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So I would respectfully request to maintain the same time frame of 4 to 7. I know last year it ended up being a beautiful day, which none of us can predict the weather. I wish we could. So yeah, there were a couple of people that were unhappy that they wanted to use that side, but that's the first year that we have ever had that. And we've had lovely days other years as well. And I think, again, if we've got it posted and we say, hey, we're gonna be closing that side down, I feel that that's adequate. But that's me speaking on behalf of our group that's.
So what,
with the event.
right now the time is 4 to 7.
7.
Didn't we, say, I don't have my notes from last time, it's been a while, but, the
3:30
request-
last year, I
Go
think
ahead.
shut off that one side.
Yeah,
But
what-
people
they
were
could-
told on the way in, but they still. they
People
was-
are also, we have things posted.
And it's
at the
posted well in
beginning of the
advance.
day
it
and
was the-
prior to the
People were
day.
upset, but it was
And
kinda in front of them.
That's
If
right.
I remember the conversation correctly.
It was right on the
Before you paid, you
tank
walked
that
in.
you paid when you got, yeah.
The biggest thing of it is, with so many people who really enjoy this thing, and I've went a couple times to it, don't even own a dog, but it's the neatest thing I've ever seen. And for a handful of people to wanna put a nix to it, or say, hey, you know, we want you to do what we wanna do. I think there's just too many people involved that really enjoy it, that we should get away
Well,
from
I
doing
think
it
Shelley's
4 to
right. I
7
mean,
o'clock.
it's a good event. Every year that we've had it, I think we've gotten some positive press, you know, from it.
Oh, yeah.
Dog pictures on the Advocate website, or a story,
It's
you
kinda
know,
like
in the
closing
paper.
of the pool. It's
Yeah.
it's the end of it.
It's the end of the
Last
season.
hurrah.
Yeah,
Gee,
yeah.
what
I mean,
else?
I think you're right in that it over the years it has
If I get my
proven
dog
to
in
be
there,
a
I'd be happy.
pretty neat community event kind of
It's a
thing.
neat signature.
And
I
just
think it's
keeps
a
growing,
strong-
doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we have people already asking us, what's the date, what's the date, and I'm just like, oh. you know.
Doesn't it keep
It
growing,
keeps
the amount of
growing.
people who
It's-
participate?
it's-
Bob, what is the date? Is it 14?
I would say it's the 22nd.
It is the
Yeah,
22nd.
that's, yeah, the
So
pool
last day of the pool.
closes,
Yeah.
yeah. 'Cause I had looked on the
21st.
website, or, I had called
21st,
and
right?
Gina told me a while back, or somebody told me
okay.
when it.
Tim,
closed.
right,
Yeah,
21st?
21st.
Oh,
The 21st,
yeah, I
21st.
couldn't see the
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah,
I couldn't see the,
Mhm.
yeah, 21st. I
21st.
couldn't see the dark thing on the calendar
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, I don't have a dog in the race, so to speak.
We can always
I mean,
get you one, anybody that needs one, we
I
can.
have a grand dog
yeah.
that I have quite frequently, and he is enough for now, but I guess, you know.
The
you
grand
have-
dog.
The grand dog, yes, he calls me Grammy. Yes, he knows when he's coming to Grammy's house. But anyway, I guess I think the conversation came up because, you know, there are probably 3 sides to it. And I come every year because I think it's wonderful too, even though I don't. I did bring my grand dog one year and he had a ball, but I think that looking at, you know, I hear about the people who have memberships and we are fewer and fewer days for them every year. And so I think you try to balance all that out, and there's just more than one side to it. So I think that's why the conversation started, and we had the discussion about, you know, it's a great way you can fundraise for a wonderful cause, but there are other ones out there too. So it's like, you know, all those things I think come into the discussion. So I don't, like I said, I don't have a dog in the race, but I think it's, you know, that's a wonderful group. But the people who buy the memberships, they're a wonderful group, and the people who just come for that day at the pool, they're a wonderful group, and trying to represent the masses.
Well, I'd just like to say, you know, the people who have their memberships have taken advantage of using that membership all year to where you wanna make a half-hour change or an hour change for something that they've been able to use for the whole season. And, you know, just a handful of those people saying it.
What
and I
time
just-
do they close to the other side for the members?
You're only closing 2 pools.
Yeah.
Right,
The
right.
lazy river and the activity pool, they
Right.
usually
So-
close that, rope that off at around 3:30.
3:30,
And
yeah.
what time does the pool close that night?
The whole thing closes at 7.
Seven.
So, anyway. I
Well,
don't-
there's, you know, just thinking, I mean, maybe that day we, open the pool earlier. You know, advertise we open at 10 or 11 maybe that day.
Oh.
I wouldn't be.
Well, last
and then
year,
they
because.
could have more time before we close that stuff, we could advertise that ahead of time.
You're still bad.
There's a thing, the members are not gonna help, I mean, if you're only gonna use, if you're gonna have access to a couple, 2 or 3 of the pools, then maybe you charge the after 5 rate that last day, or you could do something to make it a little bit better, maybe.
Maybe that would help,
Right.
kind of ease the.
Well, I think the concerns that the members, the membership, not the walk-ins, right? I can't see.
Well, the
lowering
walk-ins
price
could
on that.
complain if they're paying full
Yeah.
price and not having the whole pool to swim in. So I could say they might have more of a complaint than the members would.
See,
Well, I think a part of last summer too, if I recall, you think you'll remember all the time, but I think a part of last summer's issue was too, we had some really crappy weather.
We've
And,
been dealing with that for.
Yeah.
I know, I know.
But to your point,
August,
the month of
August was hot
August-
as blazes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
so.
but for
that's
some
what made
reason
it
that
even worse.
also sticks out in my mind, and
You're
again, and none of us
exactly
know
right.
how this summer's gonna play out. But I think that was a part of it too, that we'd had an
And it was a
excessive
beautiful day
amount
the
of.
last day.
It was, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And Bob, I think you might have given the 5 o'clock rate at an earlier time. I thought for
We
some
could
reason
do
we
it for the
thought.
whole, I mean, we could do it for the whole day.
See, normally you would have, normally the pool would open at noon, and it would close at what, 6:45 at that
6:45,
time?
They start trying to get.
Okay, so somebody, in theory, somebody could have 6+ hours of entire usage of the pool. Now, you charge what, basically half price after 5, right? Yeah, I don't know, maybe you do something with that daily rate that day.
Could.
I don't know.
I don't know how many people you have that typically come that are walk-ins versus members on that last day.
Yeah, I don't know the last
You
day.
know, you would
I
know
mean,
that, I
could
don't
look,
know.
But,
Yeah.
we have quite a few walk-ins that come in. I mean,
Yeah.
it's surprising that
Yeah.
we have that many.
And then are they getting additional pool days this year? I mean.
It's the same,
because
we
it
open
seems-
later but we stay open later this year. Last year we opened in May and we closed earlier. So there's only we have to follow the school schedule
Yeah.
pretty much is what we have to do. So.
Ronnie?
It's all great that we have a good turnout and a lot of people enjoy the event. And like the mayor said, it is a signature event for our town. But there's another side to it. It benefits all the taxpayers of Licking County. Now, Shelley can talk about the Licking County Foundation and the grants that we have given from that to spay and neuter. And that benefits everybody. You can go over to our animal shelter now and compare it to, 6-7 years ago, prior to 2010. Yeah, and it's not the same place. It's and the grants, Shelley could speak about that.
And it is it is the only event. This isn't like we're peddling stuff, throughout the year. This is it. Because again, it's operated, this event really essentially is operated by volunteers and people that are, you know, doing other things.
And I don't have a dog.
And,
Can't
Yes, sir.
I'll speak as a member. Probably the only one in here that may be a pool member, I don't know. Okay, 1, 2. And having been a pool member ever since we put the water park in and stuff, the thing that gripes the members more than anything is the fact that, you know, they're members, they wanna go there, they get used to their little thing, and the fact that the dog thing doesn't put any money towards the pool itself. It's money for the, you know, other places and stuff, but it doesn't, no money is generated for the pool or the upkeep or maintenance of the pool from that event, anything. And I think a lot of them might be happier to know that, oh, the pool's closing, but they're gonna make $1,000 or $500 or $2,000, whatever, to help for the pool upkeep and maintenance for like next year or something like that. If I think if they knew something like that, it might be, they might handle it a little better, because they're essentially, the members are the ones that give you the basic amount of money to operate on. And then your walk-ins is the gravy money and all that kind of stuff for essentially, because you gotta have so much to open every day and stuff. If you just had the members, you'd lose money, because there's not enough to keep it open. Bob knows that, everyone knows that. But I'm just saying, you wanna sell those memberships so you know you got that money. The other thing is, you've got X number of weekends, once the pool opens, and you use it. And a member, sometimes you go on vacation a couple weekends, something like that, so the weekends you have, you might only get 4 or 5 weekends that you can use the pool. And so those ones you hope for good weather and everything, and if you have a rainy weather, and everything, and all of a sudden you got the bestest, nicest day we've had all year, and you want to go out to the pool, and you think, man, I'm gonna go out and hit the lazy river, do all this stuff, and you walk out there, and all of a sudden it's like, what's this fence up here for, and they can't do that. Even though it's probably been told about and everything, you know, I'm just saying some members, all of a sudden it's like they can't enjoy it as well as they could, and then to find out that, you know, none of the money that they're generating from it even goes towards the pool. The maintenance, the staff that's working and stuff, that cost is, you know, shed by the city. So it's just, I'm just telling you from a different side and what I hear, because like I said, when I'm out there water walking and stuff like that, different people will talk to me and say, they have that dog paddle? Yeah, they got, you know, I mean, and I hear different people and stuff, and people floating around and everything. So it's a different, you know, if you're not out there and you don't hear from them, you know, and stuff. And a lot of them, some of them have dogs, some don't, you know. I don't have any dogs or anything, and I could care less, you know, it's like, it doesn't matter to me. I don't have a dog, I don't care if you have it or not. It's a great event, a lot of people come, but I think if we're gonna have it and it's a great event, why can't we make a buck off of it? I mean, charge $1 more than you normally charge and give it to the pool, or $2 more, give it to the pool. If people wanna come to it, if they're come for $5, they'll come for 10, they come for 10, they come for 15, come for 20. I mean, you know, they sold beer down at the market day thing, $5 for a glass of beer like that. If people pay that, they'll pay, you know, so, you know, make it $10, $20, $30. And if you only get half the number of dogs, but the amount of money you bring in is probably as much if you did it for only $5 or 10. I don't even know what the going rate is, you know, out there. But I'm just saying, you know, if it's the only venue in town and it's getting bigger and bigger, well, maybe the way to keep it from getting too out of hand is raise the price a little bit, and, you know, siphon off $1 or $2 for every dog, person, whatever coming in there, you know.
Well, if I remember right from, because I think you came in and you gave us a report last year of how the event went and all of that. I think that was part of, I think that was part of the conversation.
That's the second topic, but then I will say, I did not prepare a whole bunch of rigmarole tonight, and I will say as a citizen of Heath, if we're talking about money, then I'd say let's talk about what we've also given to the Davis Shai House and some of the other things. And so I really don't wanna get into all that, and I hear what you say, Tim, respectfully about people saying, hey, I wanna see something come back. First of all, there's an expense that's happening that day, whether there's a dog event or not. And you're paying for that, whether there's a dog event or not. So you know, and we greatly appreciate the event. I think, on one hand, I hear what you're saying about raising the price and maybe you siphon off some people. I guess we've tried to make this an affordable event that families can go to and enjoy. So if you make the price too high, I think, yeah, you're gonna siphon off some people, and I think we've lost a part of a community event opportunity as well. That represents our community. And I hear what you're saying about people paying for beer, but beer and taking dogs and taking
Oh, no, no,
multiple
no.
kids.
I think
it's
Tim
not
was
the
just
same.
using that as an
Yeah.
example of.
Yeah.
If
Yeah, no, I don't
people
think
pay
you were
$5.
suggesting that we,
Yeah.
we
No.
can't. I mean, we
No.
can't do that.
No,
We
I'm
would've
just
done
saying.
that a long time ago.
I was
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I was just saying that cost was not a factor of the thousands of people that are there,
And-
you know.
And I guess, you know, if you
Yeah.
look at, what's the attendance of the pool, if this event wasn't happening, and what's the attendance, and what's the attendance on that other side, I would be surprised, if, let's just say you had 100 people at $5 each, after 5 o'clock, I would be surprised that you would have 100 people coming after 5 o'clock if there was no event there. I would be shocked, actually.
What is the, I don't remember, what is the cost to get into the dog paddle event?
It's $10.
$10? Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
But the pool,
And $5 if you don't have
the pool
dogs,
is
right?
closed, that's what's good.
People
It's
without
still
dogs.
open
Open at the time the dog paddle's going on, they close off.
But that's the last day the pool was open.
That's correct.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And didn't we discuss it, and I know you said something earlier about just pushing it to the following weekend? I mean, can't you keep the place open? It's
Mm.
not
No.
open, but, no, let me back up, not open but closed, I mean, obviously it's not open any
No,
longer, but have the.
you
paddle
gotta
there.
constantly be treating that water and constantly filtering that water.
And the
It'll go
guards
bad
are
on you just like that.
Because you're immediately shutting that down right away. I mean, the next morning, they're working like crazy though.
Yeah, I know.
Put things
I mean,
away.
we have to-
You
gotta
have to have guards,
there.
because the people get in the water with the dogs.
Who's
No,
watching?
no, I'm not saying about that
You mean-
particular day. I'm saying like.
Not during the week.
That the week that
Bucket
it would be
tank, no.
between what it is now and we move it to the next Sunday, you don't have to have guards here for
Okay,
this
who's
week.
watching
No,
the
but on the
people,
next
make
Sunday.
sure they
But the
don't
next
go
Sunday
into
you
the,
do.
who's watching the people to make sure they don't go in the diving tank and drown? Who's watching the people to make sure they don't go in the Olympic pool?
That's not what he means.
I mean,
You
what
still
I
have
mean.
guards during the week when it's closed.
When it's
When it's
Just
closed,
on
the
the-
only
but
thing
that's
you'd
still
have
an
to do is the
expense.
person who
Yeah, that day
maintains
you
the
would.
water, make sure that the chemicals are in it and everything like that.
Keep the filters running.
You don't need any guards on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Right.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You
Right.
need the guards to come here
Right.
on Sunday.
And let them pay for the guards.
But you don't have the guards because they've all gone back to college and school.
No,
and
I
everything
wouldn't say that all of them. I wouldn't say all of
But
them.
you're
just
still
saying
You
the
got
paying,
high
manager's
school
gone.
you're
kids.
still paying
Hey,
electric
you're
bills.
you got high school
Doug,
kids.
But the manager's gone.
If we had those staff,
Then
we would have opened up Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
And stay
I,
till Labor Day.
it is a legitimate concern about whether or not we would have the staff to be able to have them there on that day.
And I guess I
Maybe
just wanted to
having
say,
them keep it
just
open
back
for
a little bit of
regular
what Tim
people.
said, that's kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
how the
do
discussion
that.
started, was, the Parks Board actually raised this because, you know, we have a lot of needy and, you know, good causes in the community, and they're saying, if there was even a nominal fee that was paid, it takes away some of that, because we're looking at now, you know, groups with very, you know, unfortunate economically disadvantaged people that would want free pool passes. There's all kinds of different things we'd love to be able to do, but as you've heard, the finances aren't good. The pool's not making money, the pool's trying to keep its head above water. Boy, I'm full of
No
it.
pun
But, you know, I think
Are
it's
you
just
running for
looking-
something?
I don't know, apparently, I don't know, but anyway, it's just looking at that and trying to make it so that it is something that's more palatable. Like Tim said, if the members feel like, okay, this is at least helping to keep my pool open because there is some little fee being paid. Because, you know, they rent out the pool to other groups that are probably, a lot of them are good causes, and they would be, they're still paying a fee. And when you guys first came, you had said you paid the expenses. There are additional expenses to having that part open because there's hair in the pool, and they don't mind doing that, but there are some legitimate expenses, extra guards and things that are gonna be on that side when other pool members aren't gonna be there. So, you know, that's all I'm saying, is if it were something that we could very simply look at and say there was something being paid, it wouldn't have to be a lot, you know, I don't know.
Well, when they're renting out the pool exclusively for them too, there's no one else there. So that's also a little bit different, don't you think?
Well,
Yeah, the price for that's huge though.
yeah. I mean,
I
that's
mean,
what
what does
I'm talking
Dr.
about.
Croc pay
That's-
every year?
$3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, we wouldn't be trying to.
That's just
do
one
that.
set of braces.
Yeah.
No, that's a half a set.
I got.
I paid him twice.
I'm paying him twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a little confused. Originally, I thought we were talking about moving the event, and you're saying it's not a great idea. What were we gonna move to
There were two
accommodate?
issues, there were two topics last time. was
The start of the event.
the start of the event, backing it up
Okay.
from starting at 4 o'clock to starting at 5. It was, you know.
Instead of
5.
4 to 7,
Instead of 4 to
5 to
And-
8.
Okay.
And so, I think that would be a significant disadvantage to our event.
Yep. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
Do you know, okay, what if it was tried for 1 year, on a 1-year basis? Of, okay, let's do it from 5 to 8. The people are gonna go, they're gonna be there. I honestly believe, because it seems like it just keeps growing, because people really, it's a neat thing, if you never went, you gotta go, because it's just, but just try it from 5 to 8 for this year.
Let me ask you this, Doug. What does that do? So instead of people not having access to that area at 3:30, now they don't have access to the area at 4:30. They still
Yeah.
don't have access to the
There you
area,
go.
and they're going, and the people that
They're
don't
still
like
gonna
that
bitch.
are still
Yeah.
going to complain that they
Yeah.
don't have
Hey,
access to the area.
The same people that are, that these members that are upset, they're upset on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday that week because it's 95 degrees. They come to that window and act like crazy people. Mayor, why do you have this pool closed? I'm going to the trout club. Go.
Well,
How
I
much
mean,
is a
not to be
membership?
mean, but I mean, for
How much is
the
a
last 2
membership?
hours of the season,
220 for
it'll
a
vary,
fall.
220 to
Wasting
260,
time.
220 to
wasting
260.
time. That's
But
too
I
bad.
think, you know, looking at, like this coming from the Parks Board, those are all citizens of Heath, and I don't know if they have pool memberships or if they don't, but they kind of expressed a concern that, you know, to be fair, there should be something that's being paid, even if it is a small amount, because it's, you know.
And explain to me what the idea of the park board is to it, so she understands.
The Parks Board's just citizens that provide, Bob is kind of an
It's
advisory board for.
advisory recommendations.
Yeah, and so they're meeting actually tomorrow. They meet once they don't meet once a month, they meet once every quarter
2 or 3
maybe.
months, yeah.
And they come together to talk about issues in the city with the Parks, Rec, and David Shai, and ideas, and bring them back to council.
Bob actually springs for pizza.
Yeah.
There you go.
They never did when I was
Oh,
on.
I'll have
Oh,
every-
is that right?
I'll have every councilman at my meetings
What
now.
time you meeting?
Hey, Ron, you gotta stick your hand up
Yeah.
in the air.
I can see him, I just can't, he
Yeah.
can't hear me because it's loud, yes.
We used to have a Halloween event here. We used to have a Christmas event here. We used to have an Armed Forces Day parade. No, we don't have that. Don't run us out.
We're not trying to
I don't
run you
think
out,
about
I
running
mean.
you out.
No,
At
I'm
all. I
not.
mean,
Not
But-
I'm
Yeah,
just
I
trying to
think
look
it's a
at
great
all
event.
sides, everyone, you know, I
But
don't
every-
represent one group.
Can you
Every
ballpark
dime
for us how?
that goes toward
It just, we're not
the
making,
cause that,
it isn't like
that
we're
we
making
felt strongly
gazillions of
enough
dollars.
about.
That's what I was
I
gonna
had,
ask.
Okay,
'cause I was
so,
the
you know,
one
when you
brought
talk
it up
about.
7 years ago. I think it was like 7. And when I first started asking for it, and I don't even have a dog. I haven't had a dog in 20 years. But
Right.
you
I
know,
remember it was you
a
and
lot
Becky
of
coming.
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
work went into.
Yeah, we all
we
did.
researched other places to see what can go wrong, and you know what, we've done it 5 years, and
Yeah, last year was our 5-year anniversary.
Here, I don't hear anybody saying kill the event.
Right.
No.
I don't hear anybody saying
I'm just
that.
saying I wanna make some money off of it.
Well,
And I think you guys have said and expressed appreciation for you know, how the city has been able to help facilitate the event happening.
yeah.
You know, over the years. I mean, what Deb is saying, and it's, you guys need to understand, it's a legitimate point, okay? Yours is not the only nonprofit organization that approaches us for, not necessarily to have an event, although there's a nonprofit that's doing a duck paddle thing
the
again.
United Way thing
That,
again?
it's not through the United Way, but
It's
but-
mother or
but we-
something, it's
yeah.
something.
But we also get just a lot of requests for free memberships or free pool passes or free everything. I mean, and a lot of times, you know, we turn them away, or maybe we only provide a few day passes, you know, as opposed to like a membership that they may want. So, you know, I understand, we know that it's a great event. We know that it's nice that it's held in the city of Heath, and we know that the revenue for it goes toward a good cause. Understand from our perspective, our points as well. And I think if it's some sort of you know, $200, $300, $400 bucks, whatever, if it's
That says a lot to the other people that do come forward and say, you're having this, why can't we do that? We say, well, they're, you know, we've been doing this with them every year.
Do they
They're-
wanna
they're-
swim with dogs at the end of the year? They could join us.
Well, you know, there could be.
I'm kidding.
But you know, the Humane Society could come to us and say, we want to have an event like that and make money from it for the Humane Society, you know, that's.
That would just send me into a
I know,
tailspin.
I know, but you know, as city council, we can't say, you know, cause they do things for the city too, you know, there are, or they take care of the dogs that nobody wants to go get, right?
they're
We don't wanna
the
get in that conversation.
they're the
Because it's not
what do you call it,
ponies
the
and mammals, let me
animal,
tell ya.
the animal, yeah.
Yeah,
If there's
I
a
don't
law
know exactly
enforcement,
what you
or
call
law
it,
enforcement has to
yeah.
deal with an animal issue.
But
and they-
Licking County is paying the salary and stuff for the Licking County agent. You also need to know the
We're
city of
getting away
Heath
from
is
the
paying
total idea
the
of what we're
highest
talking about.
fee of anybody by a long shot for humane agent services. Do you realize Granville pays $10 a month, we're paying $200 a month, or $185. So I don't even wanna get into that conversation. 'Cause we're
Granville
paying-
dogs
Doesn't
probably don't
belong
get
here.
loose.
Huh?
We're trying to talk about the dog
Yeah,
paddle.
Yeah.
no, there's a board member, that would be it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a whole different topic, but I'm just saying, but also as a citizen of Heath, and I guess I don't understand all the ins and outs, and I respect what you're saying totally. The side of Shelley Myers over here though is also saying, what do we spend here in the city of Heath to support the Davis Shea House?
We own the
You're
Davis
talking
Shea
a
House,
whole
yeah.
different
Yeah.
subject.
That's a
It
whole
is.
different
Yeah, I
topic,
don't
but
think
I'm
they
just
bring
gonna
that
Yeah.
say,
Well, you're
I'm just saying, if you
pushing
wanna
the
talk,
wrong button
wait,
there.
I'm just saying, if you wanna talk about Tim saying what people say as they're chatting with him in the pool, I'm telling you as a citizen of Heath, what I hear, and I don't know all the facts, and I don't know all of everything, and I don't wanna lose a good event. And I think, you know, we created this event. Years ago, the Humane Society actually had a pool event. They didn't wanna do a pool event. When we first started this, I even approached them and said, would you want to do this? And with us, and they're like, absolutely not. Now, things may have changed since then because it's
Yeah,
turned
and
out to be
I
great,
just
but I'm
do
just
that.
saying. So, you know, we created the event, it's a great community event.
So
We
could
still
ya-
wanna do it. We're not making tons of money, you know, we're making a difference in the community.
So could you throw us a bone?
Yeah.
Could you throw us 10%?
I wouldn't wanna agree on a 10%, I wanna agree on a fixed fee.
Well,
If you made
I
it-
say
yeah,
that
if
just
I-
because if
if
the
I
weather's
had
bad,
to-
if the weather's bad, then, you know, then that's a benefit.
Yeah,
'Cause what was it last year, 5,000? Is that what you guys made?
like 6,500.
500. And that's what, you know, I guess, I remember, Ronnie, when you guys first came, and you guys said to us, if there are costs associated, we'd be willing to pay a fee to have this event. And I think that's all we're asking, you know, you tried it out these years, and now it's profitable, and now's the time that maybe you could, like Mark said, throw a bone,
Yeah.
because that gives us
Yeah.
some.
We were talking
freebies
about
with
chlorine, I think is what.
Chlorine, and I think
Yeah.
there's some extra cleanup with the pool and that kind of thing, so.
Cause we've
No,
cleaned, I mean,
no to know.
You do an excellent job, I'm not.
Some of us prep beforehand,
Yeah.
that's some of
Extra
the
chemicals
issues.
and stuff.
To me, if we're looking for some type of fee, cause that was something we brought up, I would add $1 or $2 to it, and that's not gonna hurt you what you're making, and $1 or $2 isn't gonna stop people from coming, and if that $1 or $2 comes to the city, I think that's fair.
There's
I
gotta be a
think
way to
that's
work
fair.
it
Please
out.
give
And you're not
10%.
losing.
Yeah, give him a chance.
I know, he's got two hands
Yeah.
up.
Tim, I'm
Put
gonna
your foot in
say
the
you're
air,
a
Tim.
dog. I
Put your
feel-
foot in the air and she'll call on you.
But Tim, I wanna say, I feel like, Tim, that you've not liked this event from the start.
What would we do if the dentist or whoever it is that rents the whole pool, what if he said, I can't have it on that day, I'd love to have it on August the 21st, and I'll pay you $3,000 to rent the whole pool? Now, do we have the dog paddle event, or do we have him pay us $3,000 to have the whole pool that day?
What's that got to do
Or
with
some-
it?
But that's
I'm
not
trying-
even on the
Dick,
What's that
chart.
got to do with anything?
You know what? I'm gonna get pissed off here in a minute. You guys just jabber, jabber, jabber. I raise my hand, try to get the floor to talk, and then the minute I start talking, someone jibber jabbers and everything. I'm just tired. I'm gonna take the floor as being president of council and talk for a minute. Jesus. Okay. I'm saying, what if we got this dog paddle event? We don't have it. I don't know if it's on the calendar. I don't know if it's booked. I don't know if it's in stone yet, because we're talking about prices. So I'm saying, if it's not, what if someone came in the door tomorrow and said, I need that day to have a function at the Heath pool, and I'm willing to pay you $3,000, $5,000, whatever to have the pool. Would you rather have the $5,000 to have the whole pool, or would you do the dog paddle event? Now I'm saying, if they're gonna pay us a couple dollars a dog or person or whatever, then we can say, I'm sorry, you can't have it, we already got it rented because we're having this event, and we're gonna make a couple $100 or $1,000 or whatever, okay? That's all I'm saying, okay? We have a facility, we wanna use it, okay, we can do it. I would say a cash paying customer takes precedence over a free event, you know, if we're having it. If no one's using it, yeah, it's the last of the thing, we can get the pool, we can have the dogs. I don't wanna kill the event. It's somewhat, yes, I would, but, you know, let's make some money. If I can't kill the event, then let's make some money off the event for the city. It's like anything else. I mean, you know, think about it. What if we had, you know, well, let's just say the David Shai House. Let's say they want to use the David Shai House to have a dog show, okay? We're gonna have, you know, the fancy dog show and stuff, and they want to parade the dogs through and stuff. Do we say, okay, use the David Shai House, we don't pay no rent, no nothing, you know, just use the David Shai House, have your function, and everything? We'd say, no, there's a fee to use it, probably. And the David Shai House people would say that. No, there's a fee
The
to
Arts
use it.
Council.
The Arts Council, yes. They'd say there's a fee to use it and stuff. So that's what I'm saying, it's like, there's a cost of doing business for that dog paddle. The guards, there's extra guards, because there's supposed to be guards watching that area while, you know, keep people from drowning or the dogs or whatever. There's the chemicals or other stuff. So there is a cost to the city. Now, if we didn't have the event, yes, there'd still be guards there and stuff and everything, but there might be maybe one other person come in and pay the $5. I don't care. That's $5 more we made than having this dog paddle event. We make zero. So I'm just saying, you know, let's think about this a minute. I mean, if it's $10 event, make it 12. We take 2 off the top for everybody. And if they don't like it, let them go to the Y Hollander, find another pool, have your dog paddle event somewhere else. I don't care.
Great idea.
I mean, I don't care about it. I'm saying, this is a great facility. The reason people like to come, because it is a great facility to do something like that in. So I'm saying, if it's a great facility and I love it and I've come every year with my dog, I mean, I'm not gonna come because it went from 10 to 12. I mean, come on, you know? And if it's such a hardship for them to pay that extra $2, then they shouldn't be coming. Get rid of the dogs, because that's costing you money. Save on your dog food, do something else. I mean, come on, let's get real.
Kill it.
Why do you want to kill the event? You said you'd like to kill it. Why would you like to kill the event, Tim?
Because it's not making us any money, it's costing us
Wait,
money.
but let's
So I'm gonna
talk-
say, I'm gonna save the city money. You asked me a question, I'm gonna answer it.
Okay, so I would say there is a value that's not a black and white dollar. There's something nice going on in this community, okay? And yeah, you could go to another pool. I live in Heath. I want to support Heath. I want to do something good for my community.
Then pay $2 to come in.
Tim, I pay plenty to live in this community.
No, but that community, this is extra. You're want something extra for this event to have it, so why can't you pay us $2 to have it?
That's 20%. You want the city of Heath to get 20%?
Okay, that's
ridiculous.
Let's make it 50%. Let's go for $15 in. I'll have
Tim,
$5.
kill it then. Kill the flipping dog pound.
Okay, I tell you what, you advertise it and see how many different people you got between there. What you had last year on a perfect day to the worst time you had, and see if you have less than that because you're raising $2. I bet you don't lose anybody.
I don't wanna, I really don't wanna argue about this. It's a great event. I love this event. I wanna keep doing the event.
Okay.
I like our community. I like the city of Heath. I think we've got a great community. And I don't wanna bicker. Brian?
Well, I probably shouldn't even chime in and say this, and, you guys have done a great job with the event. Tim, I obviously I do feel your concern there. I can foresee that. This is totally gonna come off the wrong way, probably off base, and I probably shouldn't say it, but we didn't spend millions of dollars on a pool for dogs. Now, I'm not saying I wanna kill the event either, but it would be nice, and it's not about, for me, let's make money. What it is for me is that we spent millions of dollars to build this pool for the citizens and the people that wanna pay to come there and go to the pool. So it'd be really nice to see that event moved, even if it's one day back on a Monday. You may lose some people, but the pool's closed. The citizens got the use of the pool from what they paid for. They paid for their passes for the season. Now, if the dog paddles on a Monday instead of a Sunday, you're gonna lose some people. There's less people to come, but Tim, may not. Is it as big a deal to get paid for the
Yes.
pool if it's already closed? And Bob, can it be open one more day? I don't know.
Well,
It's just a
you-
thought.
the guards you would need, I still would want to pay for those
Yeah, I'd
guards.
say-
I'm
Whatever
just
the
trying
guards
to find a
cost.
happy medium here to keep, you know, I'm just trying to find a happy
Yeah,
medium.
they'd have to pay more, because now you gotta pay for the guards, which is.
Yeah.
they're
Well, then
already
they'll
there.
pay for it,
If
they
you
can use
find the
it.
guards.
Yeah.
I'll find $500, I'll have to
Go back to school,
find
though, right?
$500.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bet.
I'm
If
not
they
gonna,
do it when we're open,
to
it
be
doesn't-
paying
that-
so,
Right,
I
I mean,
don't
you do it the next
wanna
day,
raise the
like that
price.
Monday.
If school opens the next day,
Yes.
you're never gonna have.
Yeah, you're not gonna have
Right,
anybody
Yeah.
come
that's
on
what I'm thinking.
Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck, the college kids go back before the high school kids.
Exactly.
My kids go
And-
back.
and
Yeah.
volleyball
August.
starts on Monday night. I'm just telling you guys
Yeah, I-
you won't
Why
have
can't we
work.
cover our costs? That's all I say. Why can't we
I
cover
don't
the costs?
I
How many
will-
people paid to get in last year? How many people paid to get in last year?
Paid to get in what, Bob?
The dog, I
They
mean,
made
how many people?
they made $6,500.
Well, but part
Yeah,
of
that's
that,
right.
part of that is, it's not all people at the gate. We do
Sponsorships.
corporate sponsors, so we have, bronze, gold, silver, based on how much, yeah. So you have to really extract that.
I would make the motion for a $500 nominal fee, but I think this budget, I think the nods
I think that would
and
solve,
be done.
in my
It'd be a
eyes, a lot of the
compromise.
problems. Yeah, it's a compromise.
It's not
and-
going to carve out the revenue. of this
I love
budget.
the event. I think you
I
guys
love
do
the
a
event too.
fabulous job.
I've attended the event, I
Yeah.
love the event. It's a signature event in this city.
The
I
year I
don't want
tried
it
to bring my
move.
dad in his wheelchair, I couldn't get him in, I was sad
But-
because I couldn't walk around and watch the
Well,
dogs.
one of the
play.
things that's worked better the last 2 years is, and last year, I don't remember what was happening. Something was happening up at, where we used for the entrance before. What the heck was going on that day? But anyway, we moved it the last 2
Oh,
years.
it was, we were working on trying to, the leak.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
The
so
concrete
now
was out,
we've
now
been
the
able to,
concrete's in.
people
Yeah,
have sat
yeah.
up there at the fence and they were able to watch better with us doing that. So that's been nice for people without dogs or people that, there have been people with a physical disability that it's not conducive to being able to get down there and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I know, that was the year we needed to move it back there, and I've tried, I was
Yeah.
going through the grass.
It's
I
hard
out-
going
dumped
through
him
the
out,
grass
and I
with the
thought,
wheelchair and stuff, I get it.
Work, so.
Well, I don't have a problem if you wanna keep your time from 4 to 7, okay? We'll work something out. We might open the pool sooner, earlier that day. We might charge a half rate fee that day. That's okay. If we wanna charge a fee, which is a 500 or whatever you wanna do, I'm in favor of bringing in something. I'm in favor of that, so we can continue on with my meeting.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
I'm
need to-
sorry,
can
I
I just-
didn't.
For your
I'm
first
sorry.
issue, I don't have any problem keeping it 4 to 7, okay?
Uh-huh.
Now, if you guys wanna decide some kind of fee, then
I
that's.
think
Well, if we're going
$500
to, we need to decide now, because these folks need to know.
I
They need to plan.
$500.
Yeah.
you can
All right,
make that
Doug
work.
has something to say.
I just wanna say this, that it's almost like we're blowing smoke up a dead dog's butt. Well, I just look at it this way. There's a Parks Board meeting tomorrow. I think you need to go present to those people and let the Parks Board make the recommendation. If they feel that there should be a fee, then hey, then let's go with
They
it.
already made it.
They already did.
They already,
It's
yeah.
up to you guys now, what
Yeah,
you want
'cause
it.
they
So
don't
they
make a
have-
decision.
Yeah.
They
They
can-
have already
Then that's
recommended.
That's why we
the fee
brought
on
that
top
up.
of it.
Yeah.
Shelley is supporting
Yeah.
$500.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
That's, I think that's great.
It'll fit per budget.
That's great.
Is that something we should
Anticipated
run by the
revenue.
rest of the group?
It's a
Okay.
compromise.
Because I'm against it.
I know you're
Totally
against it,
against it.
and
And I'm out.
I will, I'll work to make up the difference, that's all I can do.
Right, right.
So.
I don't wanna pay a percentage, and yeah, that could work where you're, going, keeping track of the head count and all this other, I think if you get in a percentage, I think we could end up I don't wanna pay 20%. I don't wanna be, I still have a dollar amount in wanting to keep it affordable for the community and people attending. And so I really hate, last year, we raised the price in a different way. It was $10 and it was all inclusive of, kids under 12. Last year, we said no, and again, that was to get the event, you know, jump-started and help it be a signature event. And so last year, we said $10, and that's 2 people free. Any more than that, they're $5 a piece. So we actually had fewer people attend last year than the previous year. We had more dogs, but we had fewer people. And kind of using that, hey, if you want to come, because also we didn't want $10 to be good for 10 people to get in either.
Right.
That
Right.
didn't seem appropriate.
Right.
And I hear, you know, Ronnie, I absolutely respect what you're saying. I just, I don't know what else to do at this point, and I think if we have to commit to a percentage or raise the price, I disagree with having to do that.
Well, I appreciate your willingness to compromise with that, because I think for us as council in the city, it makes it easier when that next person comes forward and we can say, they're paying a fee to have this event. You know, it's for a wonderful cause in the community, and it's a fabulous event for the city, but it's also, you know, covering the cost associated, so that, you know, we're not taking something away from the rest of the city. So I think that's a wonderful compromise, and I appreciate that, so. I think we probably better move on to Bob's agenda though, because we're running out of time, but thank you.
So are we set, or?
I think that everybody
we're
seems
set.
to be, yeah, I think.
Bob, right? And I know you coordinate Bob with the group and as we get closer to the date and all that kind of stuff, so that'll just be as normal.
And then, thank you. I'm completely drawing a blank. Manager's pool.
And?
And, yeah, just letting her know, because she was, obviously, that we were gonna maintain it with 4 to 7.
Yeah, yep, that's fine. We will put that on the schedule for the 7th.
Thank you.
Can we pay you after the event?
Yes.
Get terms?
Yes.
And if there's, tsunami or anything, and we have to cancel the pool that day, we won't make them pay, right?
Well, if the pool's closed.
I know.
The event's closed.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, it's like all the power's gone, like on July 4th, or,
Bite your tongue.
Well, there's some days we don't open the pool.
Thank you,
'cause
I'm
the
leaving,
weather's
I'm sorry I'm
bad.
not
It's
staying for
just,
the rest
you
of your
know.
meeting.
No, thank you.
Okay, I have a pool report though, it's very preliminary because of, we just opened on Saturday. And I might have enough for everyone to look at quickly. I even put in the last couple days. But what we wanna look at, this is skewed a little bit because last year we opened in May, so some of the memberships that we brought in last year, we got in May, and there's nothing that records any membership in May. In fact, we would probably be ahead of this if I included that. It's just one page, what do you need?
Do you wanna see this?
If you got an extra one.
Do we have an extra one? I can get one.
Here,
Wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe
Thank you.
10, I thought. All right, if you want to look at what we brought in this year, this is pre-May 1st, early sales, $52,585. Last year, we brought in $51,890, so around $700 more than what we brought in the year before. Anytime it's an increase, better than a decrease. We look at memberships that, this was regular memberships that we have brought in, like I said, in 15, it will be a little bit higher. I did May for this year, but the difference is last year we opened the pool in May, so people were at the pool buying memberships, which is different than just coming here and buying a membership.
Yeah.
You won't sell as many. So that figure is for 2015, which is 15,710, is higher than the 12,620. But if you, that's why that is skewed a little bit.
It's not exactly apples to apples.
No, because like I said, we were open in May last year, so
Yeah.
we would've sold more.
I got it.
Like a week.
Yeah, and that May would
Makes
go
a
on into
difference.
the May. So,
Yeah.
we're down a couple thousand, but that's because we opened in May last year. And then, of course, we were open a week. The walk-ins for 15 would be higher because of, we were open that week. I only have 2 days in here, so that's gonna be different. If we were open a week ahead of time, we would probably be at that $86,000 total income or higher. Then, I think the main thing we were looking at, what we sold pre-sale, which was $700 more than we did last year. And then, just the current expenses we have, things just haven't been going the other way, so we haven't spent a lot of money on a lot of things, salaries not here or anything like that, so. The pre-sale was better than last year, and, if the weather stays warm this first couple of weeks, I think we'll do better than last year.
Let's pray for a decent June, so.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the key.
Get some momentum
It's
going.
supposed to be hot this week.
It's
Right,
supposed to
well,
be. It's
During
supposed
the
to
week,
be
it's supposed to
pretty-
cool down a little bit, but I think when the weekend gets here, it's supposed to warm up.
Yeah.
Which is perfect. Get some weekend attendance, get some warm weather,
Yeah.
get some momentum going. It was always crazy rain.
Yeah.
A wet June
You know,
kills the summer, kills the season.
Let me ask you this, Bob. I know that the pool has been operating, meaning full, filtered, chlorinated. I know that the pool has been operating for more than a week. Since all state colleges now have gone to the semesters, college students are out by early to mid-May. I really, really think that we need to make a concerted effort to open Memorial Day weekend. Now, maybe we make, the Friday night of Memorial Day weekend, maybe we open the pool at 6 or 7, and we stay open till midnight, and we make it a big bash, a big party, a big something, a big splash in the community, right? Because other pools are doing it around the state, around the area. Other pools are able to do it somehow, some way. Maybe if we have a limited amount of staff, then maybe we just section off the lazy river and the activity pool like we would if we were having the dog paddle. And we just have the older stuff open, the dive tank and the Olympic pool and all that kind of stuff. High school kids even. It's Memorial Day weekend. They might be okay working Saturday or Sunday or a Monday or something like that. I really think that we should make a concerted effort next year
Yep.
to open up on Friday, and maybe it be Friday night, and we make a big hoo-ha out of it or something, but.
Well, I could throw things back at you. I'm open to things. But even this year, Ann and Rhonda they weren't there till we opened the pool. They weren't even there for one day till we opened the pool because of school commitments. If Phil and Jane don't come back, we'll have no one to open that pool at all. That is management.
You mean to open it to be
To
there on
have to
Memorial
do
Day
anything,
weekend?
Kathy Allen, who does our gate and concessions and all that stuff, none of those people will be there. None of them will be there to do anything. Last year, we scrambled like crazy to get stuff open. Then it also puts pressure on us to get that pool open earlier if we happen to hit bad weather for some reason. And then historically, since 1971, Memorial Day, I bet we have been closed 80% of the time since 1971. We used to open Memorial Day and close Labor Day. Memorial Day was always horrible. Now, hey, with global warming, maybe it's getting warmer now. I don't know, But I'm willing to work with you, but I'm just telling you there are factors that would make it difficult for us to do that. And we we have to fill the pool up even earlier and turn everything.
Well, see,
on.
that's what I mean. What I noticed was,
Well, we have to get the
Before
water
that
in.
is.
We have to get the water in and try to get the water heated. So we'd have to do all that a week before that even. So that even puts more pressure on us to get things going. If something is wrong, because sometimes we have to do repair work in the spring because we don't have any money to do stuff in the fall because my budget is gone and there's no capital improvement money. So I have to wait for new money to be able to do things at the beginning of the year because I have the money. So, but I'm willing to work. I mean, if we can find a way or do something, I'm willing to talk about it. But I'm just throwing things back at you that are problems for us on that end.
yeah.
I mean, we could open Memorial Day and close Labor Day or whatever, that'd be great, but, I think.
Well, I think Labor Day is a challenge because now you might be stretching 2 weeks.
I know.
No, I mean, you might be,
And
and your
people
college
complain
kids are
about that.
gone, your college kids are gone.
Well, yeah.
And the high school kids obviously aren't gonna be able to work
I think
during
the college
week.
kids are leaving before the high school kids.
They are.
Yeah.
Last year, the
But they're
last
home-
week of the pool
but
was
they're
pretty
home.
much all,
They're
high school.
home. Yeah. But I'll have no manager, basically. Ann and Rhonda, like I said, I didn't even see them. And Phil and Jane weren't there,
Because they're committed to
school.
teachers, they're teachers.
And Alan, she's a teacher too, and she runs the gate and all that stuff, so they'd have to commit to come in on the weekend and stuff. It just makes it tougher, that's all. But.
Alright.
but
Well, like I
we'll-
said, I mean, there's
we'll go.
pools all over that have somehow solved this problem. I don't know how.
Maybe they'll rely on teachers for all their help,
Maybe. I don't know.
or they have full-time people that are, there all the time. So they do, maybe they have indoor pools and they have it or something too.
Okay.
But I'm willing to look at it with you.
Alright.
Okay. I don't see anyone here that's fun to talk about, so I'll keep going.
When are we getting to the fun stuff?
I don't know, I thought park recreation was fun. Well, we keep having people run into the railing on Irvingwood Bridge, on Irvingwood Drive. This is the second time this happened.
With cars?
Oh, yeah. And nobody catches them.
Little
It's a
bollards
little
are
railing.
Blown over, right?
It's
Uh,
a little
Oh.
bicycle like
Little
railing,
bollards,
that,
no, it's not those, it's the railing itself.
But the bollards are all.
So they're all flat too.
All
So
flat.
we have to take all those out. And, that's prefab, that railing that goes around there. So we're trying to design something else because it's like between $5,000 and $7,000 to get that redone because it's prefab. You have to make that stuff and it takes time. So, we're gonna do something else there. It looks like we're gonna put some kind of, I had Bryce from Law come down and look at it and he came up with something. We're gonna do something that might cost us $1,500 instead of $5,000 to $7,000. So we're
Well,
gonna
if
run
you
into
come
the
down that
next
hill
thing.
slower, we might not have a problem.
I don't hit anything when I drive fast.
Is a section to a guardrail before that, so that they hit the guardrail before they hit that?
I don't know, we've thought about putting a concrete wall, but I don't know what you can do, so, people hit stuff and get killed and it's our fault, I don't know what the answer is. So we're gonna do something cheaper there.
Okay.
And that's.
You gotta think a local machine shop's gotta have an idea of it's gonna be a fraction of that cost.
But it's all prefab stuff and it takes time to make that stuff.
Yeah.
So we're doing something cheaper, so if it looks different, that's just the way they hit it the next time. And we'll keep fixing it, but it's getting expensive when people, keep hitting our stuff. I mean, just an example of parking, last night, someone broke in, or this weekend, someone broke into the concession stand softball fields. We had to
Over at
change-
Geller?
Over at Geller, well, that's, it's common, they broke into Hoback every year. We have it fortified, in there, but they still did, and then they got in through the soffit, and then they climb in, and we had all that taken care of. We thought that was done, but they broke in, stole softballs. I just paid $300 for softballs, they're all gone now. So that's the stuff that we face constantly in parks. People destroy stuff
How would anybody know that we store softballs in that place?
Well,
It
they
doesn't
don't know,
play
they just wanna
softball
break
there.
in.
They think it's actually a
They think it's a
they
concession
money
stand
in
and-
They
there.
think money in there, we don't run anything out of there now.
We just have a half-hearted effort to try and get the gates closed every night. Is that, I mean, the gates are.
It's up to the police department to close the gates, so I don't
Some
know.
nights I'll go by there and they're closed, most nights they're not, I don't
know. Police department is in charge of closing the gates, and.
Please call. Please call the dispatchers on the non-emergency line if it's, 11, 12 o'clock and the whole place is dark and the gate's open. Please, call the dispatchers
We
on the
put
non-emergency
that,
line and let them know.
automatic doors.
There's a lot of activity goes on back here.
Shouldn't be any activity get back there.
Please, if
You
you see,
wouldn't
that the sand volleyball's done, they're out of there, and it's late and the gate's open, please.
Are you saying it's the new Lover's Lane?
You know what, I don't know what it is, I don't know, but
Yeah, there shouldn't be
the
anyone
fact,
in
the
there.
fact, all I gotta do is
after
look out
dark.
my mom's kitchen window, whenever I happen to be over there, her house opposite backs right up against Keller Park. And if I'm over there at, after dark or early in the morning, there's people that are doing things out there that are not park recreational, let's say that. I'll
Well, it
leave
might
it.
be recreational to them.
I said park recreation.
That's on the police, cause it's their job to close those gates. We put in automatic gate closures because the police didn't wanna get out of their cars to close them. So we put that in there for them, so that's
Somehow
all
we've
on, that's
got to-
100% on them.
Somehow we've gotta get that addressed, this consistency, because there's.
Well, I think just a
Well,
number from the mayor to the police chief,
here's-
it probably is.
okay.
But if you see it, call.
Oh, I know. See
Is there-
something, say something.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that could.
because then the dispatchers will be able to get on the horn of somebody and somebody get out there and close it.
I don't know, during the.
What
winter-
time?
During the, it's 8 or 9 o'clock, I don't know.
Okay, so it
What's
should.
that?
The police made us do an ordinance for that and post it, so they could show people that the park closed. Now, if you ask me right this second, is that sign still in there? I think it is, but I wouldn't bet my
Well, I
life
just-
on it.
I just
But
want-
but it
Well,
has
it-
been in there.
if that's the
I would
case,
It
say-
doesn't
why
close
can't they
until
know
after
that
9
they've
'cause
gotta-
they play volleyball until dark and the
Yeah.
lights.
And they
Yeah,
have to
and
wait
we've got
till
the
that's
lights
over.
on the
But
sand
that's-
Give me
they're
a
not
clicker,
in
I'll
until
run
10
down the
o'clock
street,
or-
close it every night. I'll solve a big issue here.
No, that's
Can
it.
get one.
Yeah, From your house.
From your street. When I go to bed at midnight, I'll make sure I hit it.
Well, that's what the police have in their cars.
And it doesn't get done.
Well, I don't know, cause I'm not there at night, so nobody's complained to me about it, so I don't know. But that's how it was set up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna spray the walking path at gallery for the 4th of July, and more bad news, it'll probably kill some bugs too, so, I'm sorry. Are you in here, are you the bug guy that's gonna complain about us killing bugs in the park?
No, I don't want
Okay, then
bugs
you
in
can
the park.
stay. You're fine. Okay.
Are you serious?
He doesn't like
There you
bugs in
go.
the park.
Somebody want to complain?
Yeah, kill them in the
But they
park
will.
when they come to my house.
So we're gonna spray that and we're gonna put, new stone on there too, so it'll look nice for the 4th of July. We have multiple dead trees in there, a combination of the ice trees that have died, that we've cut some of them down, we're trying to decide what to do. I mean, if we cut them down to the ground level, it'd be nice to plant trees next to it, we got those stumps in there, so, I don't know.
I understand there's electrical wiring down below there, there's some
Yes, there.
reservations about getting those stumps out up against those shelter houses because we're concerned about
Yeah, watch that.
hitting live electric in the ground.
But we have some of those trees, the ice trees that line the roadway, maybe going back to the softball fields, and, we're gonna have to take those out too.
Yeah, the ones that are most
Right.
noticeable are up against the shelter.
I mean, it just doesn't look good, you
No.
know, but there's nothing we can do about it. And then we had all the pine trees behind the ball fields. I know Mound Builders Country Club lost all theirs.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was a fungus or if that
Or
was
disease.
something, but we've lost almost all those trees, and we planted those 30 years ago, probably.
What time was that?
Huh?
What time was
Rough
that?
time for
They're
trees.
Pine
Well,
trees.
ash trees are all dying.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So what happens if you planted a new ash tree? Would it just get eaten up by these boar things and that'd be the end of that?
Yeah, you can treat them to keep them from being being killed, that you have to treat.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
But I
We
think we gotta
tried
do
that.
that almost every year.
We did it for
Every year for
years and
several
ours
years.
still.
Yeah.
Still got it.
Yeah, it's got leaves around the bottom of it.
AEP came and took out all of ours in the park that were near power
Yep.
lines.
Uh-huh.
They came
They,
around.
they took, I don't know how many trees back there on my property there. They went in and took all the ash out of there, and then, you know, they just,
Yeah.
At least before the Star Span celebration, we can at least, if we're not gonna stump grind them out,
yeah.
to at least get them
Yep, that's what we're trying to do.
level with the ground, especially the ones up by the shop house there.
But there is an
High
ash
traffic
tree
area.
that you
Those were
can
those
get.
Marshall seedless ashes that died up there.
Really?
If we can only make the ash board eat cottonwoods.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
Boy.
Gosh, I hate this thing.
That's another thing, that we'd like to have every cottonwood cut down next to the pool.
I know.
Might-
Oh, they're all back, they're all back here on that Kaiser property, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
wind just,
That one
Looks
year,
like it's
it
snowing.
cost
Yeah.
us,
My eyes are watering thinking about it right now.
it cost us some generators because we didn't know that when we built, in 2002, we built the Lazy River, the generators sit in a pit.
Uh-huh.
And in the pit, there are drains in there. Well, we didn't even think about it, but the cottonwood came and plugged up the drains, and then it rained like crazy, and then that water rose up and shorted out our
Oh.
generators.
Oh.
So we had to learn that hard lesson on that.
Yeah.
But that was because of cottonwood.
Spray it
So,
with something, make the ash board.
yeah, we'll
Ash
introduce
board
a new
flavored,
bug for
ash
that.
board flavored spray for the cottonwood tree.
And that's all I have.
Okay, anybody else have anything for Parks Rec and David Shea?
You gonna, yes, one quick question.
Yes.
You gonna, you'll be doing mosquito spray.
Yes.
Okay, just, I figured that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
oh yeah, they came through Friday.
They did?
Came through my neighborhood on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I heard it.
Don't walk
They-
your dog at 11 or 12 at
12
night
o'clock.
or at 3 in the morning, please, because.
In the
Right.
River Oaks, in
Oh.
River Oaks.
In River Oaks.
Near Cherry,
Yeah.
Cherry Bark
Yeah.
Lane or whatever
Ronnie's
it's
got
called.
some.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Time's
you know,
gonna
the
be
guy-
up.
All right, buddy, yeah.
that guy- wasn't
Frank.
it- The guy
Frank.
called me on the
I'll leave- I'll
phone,
leave all
bleeding
this.
hell about it. Oh.
We have somebody that's got a question.
Time is gonna be a factor here too, I'm sure, but, the last Parks Davis Shea meeting, we were running short on time and had to cut short, and there was a discussion started on, the budget for events at Davis Shea. And someone said, I think it may have been you, that the budgets were no longer public.
Oh,
I didn't say that.
No, I think what the discussion was, someone inquired about, we weren't getting reports of how they spend their money. And they do provide us with some information, but what was said was, and I believe the mayor and I both said it, because we are no longer giving them the bed tax money, the money they're generating is money they're generating. So what they do provide to us is if we co-sponsor an event, anything that is done in that event, they provide a detailed budget for how the money was spent. Right?
Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah.
Were
Yeah,
you
we are.
talking about, the money that the city spends to co-sponsor events
Yeah.
with the Arts Council?
Yeah, they
What-
give us
what
that.
What I'm talking about is, not knowing ahead of time that they plan to spend this much for this, or that, otherwise, the last time, the alcohol for the Oktoberfest, I wouldn't have known, as a citizen, I wouldn't have known that they were gonna use that money for that.
That wasn't their idea. I wasn't involved in the early meetings, but Mark was there, and they weren't saying have the city pay for beer. Were they ever saying that, Mark? I
In the,
think it was just-
no, in the initial budget it was.
But I don't
but
think it
then-
was their idea that the city paid for it,
I
the
don't
way I
remember,
understood it.
oh gosh, that's like a year ago now. I don't remember I don't remember what the genesis of that idea was, but on the initial budget, yes.
It was on there, but
What-
the first meeting I attended, they said, we don't want the city to pay for beer. That wouldn't be appropriate.
Well,
So-
what I'm getting at is, what's wrong with us knowing ahead of time, if they're gonna
They
rent
do.
2 tents,
Yeah, they do.
why can't they present a budget?
They do.
And
They
and
go
us see
over it.
Yeah.
They go over it with myself and
Yeah.
Well, I
and
come-
Bob, because we wanna, in the grand budget, we put X amount of dollars aside for this and other event sponsorships. We wanna make sure that we wanna make sure that the first event of the year doesn't blow, the whole budget totally out of water. So, they share with us,
Projected budget.
correct. Correct. And then also, the invoices that we pay. They're significantly under, from what we had budgeted, you know, in the budget, they're significantly under to this point where we anticipated they would be.
I
But
think
for
it
the-
may have gotten confusing because we were talking
Well-
about two different things.
Put on that cushion.
I don't think we are. The Oktoberfest budget was presented,
Yes,
and the public could see it.
yes.
Is that not gonna happen now?
No, that's always gonna happen. What I was talking about was, they were saying, you know how they used to present, I think quarterly, they presented to us every income, every expense item that they had at the Davis Shea House for the Arts Council.
Right.
They no longer need to do that because that money is.
understand.
I think you guys are
Yeah.
talking about two different things.
Yeah, we are talking about two different things. They will always, anything with co-sponsoring, they're gonna present a projected budget. It's
I
gonna be
didn't
something that the
see
mayor
I
is
didn't see a
gonna see.
projected budget for the Christmas event. Didn't we co-sponsor that?
You had that, yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
The mayor has that.
Heck, it
Well-
fell under the Oktoberfest.
I was gonna say, we actually used the excess from the Oktoberfest appropriation to co-sponsor the Christmas event.
They only had like
Yeah,
one meeting to present it, cause it wasn't like it had a bunch of time after the Oktoberfest.
yeah,
And they didn't have like it pre-planned like the Oktoberfest did.
right. So, yeah, they will always present that, the mayor will always have it, and, I'm sure if there's a question, he would be able to
Yeah, I
share
mean,
that.
believe
with
me,
you.
it's not a matter of us, it's not a situation where the city's just blindly paying whatever invoice they send to us.
Oh, I understand,
We
but-
know in advance what it is they're looking at, and as a matter of fact, you know, I sit down with Denise, over there to go over them.
And if there's anything that he questions, he says, no, we can't pay for that, so,
We're having committee meetings every 3
For the
weeks.
Oktoberfest?
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
we're attuned to
mhm,
the ongoing prep.
yeah.
financial.
Yeah,
also
I've got no
get
complaints about
invoices.
Oktoberfest. I'm just, you know, future events. You know, the citizens spoke twice, and I'm just wondering, you know, if we don't know, we don't know. That's what I'm saying. We don't see numbers, then we don't know.
They do.
You know.
And they plan to, yeah, that's not even
They-
an issue.
We will have
The
an
event,
Oktoberfest budget
they will
soon.
present a budget, and we look at it, and we know that we're doing so many events in my. Four events, so, yes, for those events, they will present a budget, and we'll look and.
But what I'm asking is.
Wait, I understand, now I get it.
Okay.
Now I get the confusion. We're using, okay, he's using the word "we" as in him. Like the budget should be presented here in this meeting, in a public meeting.
Oh.
That's why I come.
That's what you're talking about, right?
That's why I come.
Yeah, that's what he's, whereas we're saying "we," as in we, the city, we're, you know, we've got our eye on this. That's not the "we" that he's talking about. The "we" that he's talking about is in a public meeting.
Right.
Am I right?
Yes.
There, okay, I got it now, okay.
And I think sometimes the timing of the meetings just isn't conducive to that, but it's just like I think probably any other city expenditure. Every city expenditure is not presented in these meetings, but it's public record if you wanna see it.
Well, this one,
Yeah.
since it's went to the voters twice, is kind of a sensitive thing to the voters. You know, and that's why you ought to, you know, make an effort to, this part of your appropriations should be very public.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from. I knew there was, yeah, we weren't talking the same language. I get where you're coming from
Two
now.
different we's.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so
Charlie Wee
does
and
anybody else have
Jimmy
any
Wee.
Parks Rec and Data share? We will adjourn at 7:08.
All right. What agenda you got here? How many copies you got here? Keep going down past the room here.
This actually was put on my desk today by John. It'll come out of the drawer. We got more.
Everybody got a copy? Is there any extras?
I don't think you're going to disagree
I got it.
with it.
There's one
You can look
extra.
at it real quick.
Back here. Nick? Anybody else? All right, 7:09, let's get this thing a rolling. Jay,
First thing on the item, that has the request in his hand. It came, John Geller came in today, and spoke with the village of Granville. And ultimately, they would like to purchase our old, census meter reading systems that we cannot use anymore. They're with, the X.
There's a drive-by.
The drive-bys.
Oh,
That we
okay.
can't use anymore. They're sitting on a pallet.
Yeah.
We, John has tried to get census to make deals with us, to trade in, trade out. Sorry, they're yours. You bought them. Have fun with them. Granville can complete, you know, whatever they're doing with theirs, and they've offered to pay $12 per system. We have, we believe, up to 1,000 that we could sell them. The mayor was talking to the mayor or their superintendent
The
today?
village administrator, Steve Stillwell.
So you're talking to Steve, John Geller was talking to the street superintendent, or the parks, the water superintendent, Jesus, I'm tired. And I think everybody's in agreement, but the reason it came on today, obviously John will go at the end of the month, but just so we can get talking about it, so we can go on. I think this is a win for the, I mean, this is free money.
Yeah.
is that a fair price?
It's a fair price, and John actually went on eBay, was looking at it, and 12 was a very good price
Well, it's a fair price.
per unit.
He said they won 1,000, is that still true? 1,000?
Yeah, up
That's
to.
correct.
So it took Johnny a while to take $12 on 1,000.
You were right on that.
About 70.
It took him a while today to figure it
Well,
out.
I'll go there and use it.
Oh,
I was gonna say, there's a bloodline issue here.
Well,
Be careful.
I know,
Be
I
careful.
try not to cross that, but
Yeah, well,
sometimes.
DNA is DNA, buddy, come on now.
Yeah, I had a conversation earlier. John has been talking to their utilities director. They use this system. They currently are in the process of putting in the drive-by system, which, you know, we took a long time.